Hey you guys, just about ready to go into arena with my buddies Kitty, AlphaProdigy, and Ballwin. I don't have Ballwin and Alpha on the call right now. I do want to do more group videos, but they're really busy people, and it's hard for us to all be on at the same time these days. We've been doing a lot of boxing, so hoping that we get some nice fights here. I have been experiencing some inordinate amount of lag the past couple of days, so I'm not surprised by these little ghosts. You know, I've actually, since my internet has just greatly improved, I haven't experienced as much lag with the game, so this is the first time in a while that I've been dealing with a lot of it. Kitty is saying that you got to do her hair and brush her teeth for video, but that's perfectly okay. Beauty of the internet. So Alpha's got a heal here, so maybe I'll just wait out this chaos and go into Sylph. I think we'll be relatively healthy. Shouldn't have too many problems. I'm not totally sure if I want a chaos or if I want to Guardian Rune after I go into Sylph. Does seem like these people are holding up pretty well, so that means they can probably hit relatively hard. So maybe I want the Guardian, I'm not totally sure. I guess I'm going with Chaos because sometimes you just let the hands do the talking more than sheer logic. One thing you'll see here, I mean, we should get some competitive fights. You know, I have a very strong tune, but I've definitely fallen behind as far as just crossover strength goes. Part of that is because I maxed out my mount and haven't had a lot of opportunity the past two events to be able to really improve that part of my tune, and so yeah, the big disadvantage there because I'm not able to get as many gem packs and etc. etc. I have synthesized some level 10 gems now, and then I have a bunch of level 9s in there. So that's where some of my BR improvement has come from. I will eventually, for the Hall of Fame, do a big thing where I get a bunch of BR. I have some hooves that I'll probably use at temporary mounts. So I think towards the end of the month, maybe I'll do a video on just just how I beef up my BR for Hall of Fame. I would start thinking about setting yourself up to have some nice BR astrals at the end of the month, so whatever is your non-attack stat. So if you're a mage, get a physical attack. If you're an archer or knight, get a magical attack, etc. etc. Just to help out your BR if you can make it to one of those cutoffs. I think people will be surprised how much BR they can get, or just fudge for a couple days if it's not totally practical. You might as well just get as much as you can. This event is not great for the younger servers. It really is just rewarding long-time players, basically. Long-time players and cashers. I've been asked quite a few times now, am I really disappointed with the Hall of Fame? And to be perfectly honest, you know, I don't know anybody on my server who's, you know, quitting over the Hall of Fame or thinking that it's so unfair. Mostly because I think nobody set very high expectations for it in the first place. You know, last year's was a bit of a train wreck with how they distributed the rewards, and I don't think the rewards were outrageously good last year either. So I'm a little surprised how upset people are about the Hall of Fame. You know, maybe I wasn't expecting 450k VR as the top bar, but I definitely expected at least 400 or so. So yeah, I mean, what can you do? I guess maybe I just am not as outright. I think there are worse things that the game has done as far as just fairness goes, than not giving enough Hall of Fame rewards or just making it more difficult. Currently, I'm more annoyed by how much lag there's been on the server than I am about event quality. So we have Sensei, who I think is a pretty strong player, but this is a younger Kabam server. I mean, not super young, probably still a year old or so, but at least younger than mine, so there's a bit of a disadvantage there. I guess cash can overcome most things, but we have a pretty strong team here. I think Kitty and Ballwin are both sitting around. Well, I'll show you guys after this, but I'm guessing 270 something, maybe 275k, somewhere around there. Alpha's really starting to catch up with me. He's at like 320 or something like that. So yeah, everybody's doing really well. The one nice thing about all the different ways to get BR lately and really generous events is that the people around me are getting really strong, and so we're able to, you know, pretty definitively beat level 7 of Dragon Invasion without, you know, having to use all the top people on my server. Here I've got a Chaos on me, so I'm not going to hit this Chaos rune of mine because I might Chaos one of my own teammates. But one way you can use up one of the turns on the Chaos and know that you're not going to be negatively affected is to use a rune like a Guardian or a Heal. Those definitely will not go to other players and they will not fail. So there are definitely some things that that Chaos cannot totally ruin, and Guardian runes are one of them. So my Guardian rune is at level 7, a level 7 advanced rune now. So really like it. I should probably do a different skill before I show you guys. So it decreases damage by 65%. That's huge. I mean, big ults, as long as it's up when I'm being hit by them, it's really powerful. Personal favorite as far as PvP runes go. So yeah, good stuff. And really, actually, the advanced runes to me are not that difficult to level up, especially if you do arena quite consistently. You know, as long you don't even have to win a ton, and you should still be able to get into the bottom end of the gold group. And if you do very well, then you can, you know, I can get into diamond group every week very consistently. So yeah, if you can manage that, you're in pretty good shape. So you can get a lot of advanced runes. I would still say that maybe, you know, if you're not done with Fate Stones, maybe you want to do Fate Stones. And then of course, if you don't have an advanced rune, then you should get the regular rune stones. And what's the other good one in that league shop? I think will crystals are pretty good, just because will crystals are really hard to get. And so if you need them, you might as well get them there. Just knocked out Thunderlord, which is good. He's pretty nasty. So real quick, Kitty is at 277. Yep, Alpha at 320, and Ballwin at 274. So yeah, everybody getting a ton of BR since the last time we did an arena video. Have a Hercules, 2 Gaias, and another Hercules. Okay, 2 Hercs. I mean, that's pretty typical. I think Dark and Light and Electra are 2 of the most popular pets. I think there are a lot of legacy Athenas. I think Athena is only as popular as it is because it was out so early. So there are a lot of older players that I think built up really fancy Athenas. I think Athena is a fantastic sylph. I will probably start to build one up, or start putting Mahra into one once I max out my wind sylph, Medusa. But until then, it's not my priority. So the Chaos Alpha, and Alpha's doing our Puri at the beginning of the beginning of the fight. That's become a not, you know, a totally common, but relatively common counter to the Chaos runes that people like to throw at the beginning of fights, is to have one of the mages Puri, one or more. The only problem about that is that if you face a team that has like 4 Chaos runes, chances are the mage that's going to try and Puri that away will get hit with a Chaos, and then their Puri will fail. So, you know, it's not a perfect counter to Chaos runes, but it oftentimes works. So it's worth a shot, you know, especially if you have multiple mages. You know, for me, usually my role is more along the DPS line. So, here, you know, you haven't seen me heal much, and that's relatively common. I usually do most on the stronger player, so I tend to do a lot of the AoEs, and if I need to step in and heal against a stronger team, I will. But here Alpha will do the Puree at the beginning, and he'll try and get to the heal soon so that I can do a lot of damage. Ballwin, I mean, he's built probably just with shields at this point. You know, maybe like an intercept or something like that. Not built to really do a ton of damage. He's built to help us stay alive. Kitty, I think Kitty's the type to prefer to use that big Archer Delphic. Yeah. So the 100 Rage Archer Delphic, and that's really nice. It stuns the opposing team. You know, I think another good time to use that is actually once they go into Sylph mode, letting an archer kind of hang back a little bit, and when your opponents go into Sylph mode, try and stun them and keep them from using a lot of their Sylph skills. You know, waste their awakening points. That's a good time to do that as well. Because advanced skills make things so flexible, I'm betting that Kitty can probably have that Delphic. What is her skill set? What skills do you have on Kitty? I love Kitty, but we don't run together a lot, so I don't know what her habits are. So we'll see. So far I've seen Lunatic, that big Delphic. No, she doesn't have the single target Delphic. Scatter Shot. So my guess is she has Arrow Shot, and then either Bloodthirsty or Incendiary Shot. Or no. Doesn't matter. Just curious. There's a lot of different ways to effectively play an archer in a group situation. Okay, Arrow Shot, Multi, Scatter, Lunatic, DDS, Delphic, Death Star, I think is what that stands for. Okay. Alright, so she has a Scatter in there, which is sometimes really nice in case you get in a situation where you have a bunch of knights, and it's good to get rid of Apollo. So I can see Scatter still being somewhat relevant. I think once you have that Delphic Death Star in there, maybe having Incendiary Shot is a little bit too high maintenance as far as rage cost goes. So maybe that's the choice there. Not totally sure, but we're doing well, so no complaints. There we go, Kabam 33 team. I've seen a lot of the Wartune.com servers start to go into the R2 Games testing server section. I know Robbie from... Okay, I don't know Robbie's server, but I know he's on a Wartune.com server. He hasn't been in Class Wars the past couple of months, and I think that's because he got put into that section. So I feel like we're losing actually a bunch of servers out of the section. So I see a lot of Kabam players now, and I think it's mostly just because there aren't as many Wartune.com servers in our cross server. So you'll still, if you play on Wartune.com, you'll still see them in your cross server rankings. But as far as who you actually fight in cross server events like Class Wars, like BG and Arena, etc. Some servers you'll see and some servers you won't. We have Kabam servers like that. A bunch of the top people who we see in TOK and such are actually not people that we face in BG and such. Kind of a pity, but I think there are too many West Coast servers for us to not be split up. I think, you know, the competition for for class wars and for crossover GB would be so crazy if we had, you know, all of the R2 servers, all the Wartune.com servers. Plus, I think that maybe the third biggest is probably Kabam, and after that, maybe Kong? I'm not totally sure. Got this team with Punisher again. I'm not totally sure who's the strongest. I wasn't paying enough attention to know who's the strongest here. I oftentimes just assume that whoever's in front is the strongest. You know, it's kind of sad, but I'm not sure that, you know, making sure that your knight is in front is as important as it was before. You know, the great thing about knights is that they generate rage so quickly. And so before, when intercept always was a front row thing, having a knight in the front was really nice, but now, I mean, I'm totally comfortable tanking now without many issues, so so you'll see a lot of teams where it's just whoever has the highest BR is going to be up front. No teams that are too outrageous. We're at the beginning of the second time for arenas, and usually that's a pretty competitive hour. Usually at the very beginning of whenever arenas come out, you'll see some really good teams. So I was hoping that maybe we get a really tough one, but we still got some fights to go, so see who we get. So my card bonus is kicking in here, almost 364,000. That's no pots or anything like that. I have Sylph Overlord and, you know, titles and cards and things. Oh, well, maybe complained a little soon. This is going to be a really tough fight. Julie Elvin, I think was maybe second in Archer Class Wars last time, or maybe one. Don't hold me to whatever that answer is, but he has a lot of BR. Is the basic idea. I'm gonna BL just because I think Julie's gonna do a ton of damage. Luckily, did not get stunned or anything by that. Oh no, he IS, not Delphic Death Star. Alright, so Alpha can get us capped off, and then I want to go straight into Sylph. This would be a nice team for me to have brought my Medusa against, since they're all Electro pets. Maybe I will bring Medusa. My Medusa is almost as strong as my Hercules. So, you know, you can't put as much Sepulchrum into the non-dark light Sylph. So, you know, they're never going to have quite as much BR as a Gaia or an Athena, given that they're both maxed out. But, I don't know. Wind Sylphs are really fun. See how it goes. I'm surprised this is going as smoothly as it has. Okay, well, Ballwin getting into a little bit of a tiff with Julie, but I believe Julie's pilot happens to get into some conflicts cross server, which is not too rare. Just trying. Even my typing's lagging a bit. Medusa for a bit. So yeah, my BR doesn't drop that much with Medusa. It's probably like 3k in HP BR. So I'm around 360k with Medusa now. There is another Sylph Enchant and Refine event coming up, so hopefully get even more Sepulchrum into that Sylph. Sorry, I'm laughing because I left my Skype notifications on, and it's actually like Cosmos PMing me right now, so everybody say hi to Cosmos. Too bad. Sorry, I can't message right now. There we go. Seems like Alpha isn't getting to the BL, so I'm just gonna do that. Or maybe he's not doing it because we don't need to. Oops. So here's Medusa. I do love this skill, Whispering Wind, but because the lag is so bad, I'm gonna try and avoid using it. I'll just use the steel and get rid of a lot of their awakening points, and then do the Delphic Apocalyptic Hurricane. And it's great because almost nobody brings wind resistances. Okay, when you are back, check out the second version of my fireball shooter. I think Cosmos has released a game on doligames.com, and it's a cute little thing. So you might want to check that out. Just laughing because I don't want to open up my Skype window now, but oh well. Here's Mr. Buttslap, who, you know, I don't know what his BR is like these days. Once upon a time, he was definitely the guy to beat, or the guy that nobody beat. I don't know if it's still the original player on his tune and just not caching as much, or somebody else who's just not willing to cache. Who knows? You know, despite it breaking the terms of service, people do shift around accounts quite a bit. So not totally sure, but looks like that. I would guess his BR is maybe 350k or something like that. He's still taking quite a bit of damage against me. There we go. Oops. Oh, sorry. I'm thinking I have my dark pet on because it's almost always what I bring in arena. So I'm not pressing the right initial skill. So I think I just hit Aquilon's Lament. Yeah, but I meant to use the steel. But yeah, I think wind sylphs are probably the most underrated. I would say between wind, water, and fire, there's some sort of competition for least popular. And the reason, you know, wind is so unpopular is because pan is so damn bad. The wind sylphs, you know, if you get one and you're starting to put Mahra into it, or you just get it as, you know, purple sylph at the beginning, you know, you really want to commit to refining it eventually because it's almost useless as a pan. You definitely want to refine it to Medusa. That's where the really nice skills are. So yeah, I would highly recommend getting wind sylph as either a big FU to all the Electro users, or if you just you want to be a little bit different. I don't think that was really my mentality when I decided to make one, but it's really clear that it's a fantastic group arena sylph, and I think it'll make a great troop as well. So that's definitely one thing that a lot of people are thinking about is, you know, what kind of sylphs do I want as my troops eventually in the future when we have sylph troops. Oh, come on. I did at one point have this like a group deflect kind of skill on Medusa, and I didn't really like it, so I changed back to Wind's Grace, which is an AoE, and it decreases your opponent's resistances, and it's an AoE. You know, not a ton of damage, but not bad either. I'm really enjoying this wind sylph. It's doing so much damage, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Loving Medusa. Rawr. Wind knows that I really like Medusa, and he also got a purple pan. He's been getting really lucky at the events and getting like lots of extra mounts that he or lots of extra sylph seals that he can trade back for for event currencies and then get other sylphs. So he says that he's like 10 to 12 days from being able to refine his pan into Medusa. And so I've been giddy like a little schoolgirl talking about how, you know, we're going to go into arena and have 2 Medusas and just take everybody's awakening points. It's gonna be super OP, so I'm very excited about that. For sure, once Bwin has a refined Medusa, I will be doing another arena video just to show you guys. But we're doing well here. It looks like Alpha may have missed a day of arena because he's still in the iron group. I think yesterday, you know, I still ran with Bwin, but like I DC'd or something, and actually DC'd during a fight when they lost, or we were going to lose, I mean, and so I ended up coming back and getting one more win than he did, so I'm ranking a little bit better. Oh, that was a nice little chaos rune that made Reppy intercept Sharlar. Folks, everybody just needs to be named like Bob and Sarah. I can pronounce all of these 2 names. So last one. Yep. So still 14-0. Probably the toughest team we've seen so far is I think Julie Elvin's. Be nice. Bwin's getting ahead of himself. Who knows? These people could be like a million KBR with, you know, epic sylphs. I don't know. Maybe not. Alright. See if I get to do one more steal with Medusa before ending this video. Maybe. Seems to be getting in some very timely heals or something. Uh-oh. There's the amnesia. Don't see many of those in arena, but once in a while. Well, big thanks to Kitty, Alpha, and Ballwin for running with me. That was a really smooth arena, to say the least. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll definitely see you guys for some more PvP. Not a ton of videos going on right now because I'm really busy with school. But, you know, take care, have a very good day, and I hope to be getting some more content out soon.